Right, wrong podcast. Been able to put out another episode of the SideBar or the Dopest Podcast. I am joined with my co-host Robert, eating and scratching ass at the same time. Hardy, Nova, Army Fatigue, and Mac Daddy. These are our PSN names, except for Robert. Robert needs to change his fucking PSN name. And tonight's topics are the mask mandate in Atlanta, vaccines and your opinion on them, and the state of jobs in America as a whole. Tonight's gameplay is brought to you by Rockstar Games Grand Theft Auto 5. That is what. And oh my goodness, I want to talk about this mask thing because, like, the mayor of Atlanta has mandated that everybody wear a mask wherever they go, and that's a good move. That's a sign of competency for me. The problem is when I go to work and I step into my break room, I'll sometimes catch like a flicker of the news, and what I've seen is students are going back to schools and they're being told they have to wear a mask, and I'm like, alright, cool. And then the next statement the fucking newscaster says is, and parents are outraged, they're trying to fight the mask mandate, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why would you be upset that your child has to wear a mask going back to school? Because I guarantee you're going to be more mad that your child catches COVID or the Delta variant or fucking both if possible, and then they're going to die, and they're going to be like, the school system didn't do enough to save my child. No, bitch, you didn't damn do enough to save your fucking child. All they can do is say, hey, wear your fucking mask. But if you don't do that, then you get where you get. Thoughts, opinions? We'll start with Khadijah. Actually, adults can get it. Oh, adults can get it. Oh, sorry. I don't know what the fuck my brain was thinking. Nick, I heard 12 and below.
Cryptocurrency received, so
well, I think that's because oh no. I think there's a reason why you can't give it to children below 12. Kind of like how when you read medicine and it says if you're going to give it to a child, see a doctor. I think it might be dangerous to give them the vaccine since it's also giving them a portion of the virus itself, if that makes sense.
Because their bodies are still developing.
Right. Oh, what are they gonna do? See, and that's crazy because honestly, like I said with the last dumbass president, you should have just mandated that everybody stay the fuck inside and just who are we really paying our money to for our services as far as like water and shit like that? Because I feel like we could have afforded everybody in America just get free whatever until this shit blows over, or at least take after another country that had a shorter recovery time for their economy alone. And I'm not speaking from the sense of damn we gotta worry about protecting the economy. I'm speaking from the sense of you want the economy to get back on track, you need to take care of these fucking people that make up your goddamn economy, because without that, right, so if if our mayor, I was gonna say, if our mayor puts us into another lockdown to like prevent this, I'm all for it. Not because I don't want to work. I don't mind working. It's just nobody wants to go to fucking work and with the expectation or the risk of, damn, that nigga coughed, I might cough. Like, it ain't like it ain't enough fucking hazard pay in the world. Fuck you, fuck you and your crew. Like it's just unbelievable. Right. And speaking of $1,000, these stimulus checks were outrageously pathetic. And I don't mean that in the sense of we didn't need them. I mean that in the sense of like their sheer volume. Because I saw a video on this channel I've been watching over the last couple of months called Second Thought, and he was talking about all of this shit and how they pumped like $1 trillion into the economy to try to keep it from tanking, and that shit did not work. So if you have $1 trillion, to pump into your economy, why the fuck are you only giving your Americans $1,000? $1,000, $12,000, or however much it is based on however many children they have. Because, right, I'm a fucking single black American male with no children. I'm not married. My bills are very finite, but those bills are kind of large for me. I still have to drive to work because I'm not one of those lucky or unlucky, however you want to look at it, few who got laid off during the pandemic, so I'm still going to work. For me, that's a 40-minute drive. One way. Then, I do manual labor, so I have to work at a job in an unconditioned warehouse where you're expecting us to wear a fucking mask, regardless of whether we're vaccinated or not, and who the fuck is not passing out? I'm sorry, do I look like Aquaman to you, where I just breathe water? I mean, that would be way worse, because I'm not in water at all points of my life. But turn around and give me $1,000 to pay my bills. That's barely one bill. That's barely one bill. Right. So if I had to pay rent with that $1,000 and I wasn't working, you know, what the fuck am I supposed to do? And yes, I know there's unemployment, but that's a conversation in and of itself, because I had this conversation with my own mother where, you know, she was like, yeah, if we go back into lockdown, I think that would kind of help me level out and whatnot. I said, I need fucking unemployment. I said, I need unemployment and a stimulus check, because when I got my stimulus check, that shit went immediately to bills. I wasn't like these other mofolos sitting around the house, you know, just collecting a check and deciding, where do I want to eat tonight? I think I want lobster. I think I want shrimp. Let me get them crab legs. Yes, if you're offended, See, if you're offended, I am talking about you. If you're offended, I am talking about you. Because no, let me finish. If you're offended, I'm talking about you, because there's motherfuckers like me who had to get the fuck up, and still I just ran over one of my own fucking landmines. But if you're offended, I am talking about you, because there's motherfuckers like me that kept this struggling ass economy on its goddamn last peg leg of a foot. And what did I get for it? You think I got any hazard pay for that shit? Fuck no. Like, why the fuck would I? I
did not get one. My job never shut down.
Right. And that's why our conversation topics are what they are, because they kind of lead into each other. Not to jump ahead, but motherfuckers are done working at McDonald's for these low ass pays. Motherfuckers are done fucking getting talked to however kind of way, because, you know, their job was essential, and now all of a sudden shit is starting to go back to normal, but nothing has changed for them. Like, people are tired of that shit. So go ahead. The workless Stimmy Jimmy's, alright, whatever. The fuck does that mean? Hold on, hold on. Inventory for what? Because I'm about to tell you that your job is non-essential. Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
Okay. Doesn't make sense, but keep going. Uh-huh. Mm. Oh, okay. All right. Mm-hmm. 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 Please, give me. Hold on. Just, if you don't want to give me the answer, that's cool. But give me the number. Give me your number, cause you. Yeah. What the fuck? They gave that to you all at once, or like over the course of? Big. You had a down payment on a fucking car. $600 being too much?
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm still thinking of the stimulus check because I was like, 600 is too fucking little. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Right.
Invoice paid, and we have a sale. Currency's in your wallet, and long guarantee you can log an app.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Roth. Yeah. So what are you telling me you paid more in your taxes than normal from previous years? Oh shit. Can you give me is it triple digits or double or quad digits? Above 500 or below? Hold on. God damn. Yeah. But I'm saying, was it? But was it? Hold on. Was it above 300 or below 500? Shit. That you had to pay for taxes? See, this is fucked up. See,
Okay.
hold on. So here's what you should have did since you had all this free time and capital. Should have invested that shit, made back. So you worked off that. You worked off. Okay. Shout out. You know what? Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Shout out to you because sometimes I forget how business oriented your mind can be. I started to say something else, but I ain't wanna put that out there. But I forgot how business oriented. You're right. I forgot how business oriented your mind can be sometimes. Yeah, I was gonna say that. That shit was finna come out. I forgot how niggerish your mind can be sometimes, but but no, I forget how business oriented your mind can be. So everybody don't think like you. So when it comes time to like get stimulus money, yeah, you may take care of your most important bills and lapse on like some of your other ones, but I guarantee you 9 out of 10 Americans are gonna be like, hey man, we finna ball out tonight, bro. I finally got enough money for that Challenger, so you know what we finna do, Rob? Finna get bitches. Finna get bitches and hoes from the club, dog. And they gonna know we some ballers because we got Challengers. The ultimate Mac Daddy car. Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Man, we already know people definitely blew that money though when they got
Oh,
it.
of course.
People that do like, definitely.
Of course. Mm-hmm. You came back with a 2021.
Who called that in?
Damn, they still got it? Damn. Oh, that gas was fucking her up. Oh, y'all don't. That's what I'm saying though. Like, was she using her own car for that? Oh yeah, they fucking gas. Hmm. Oh, you mean the niggas that own the car for real? Mm. Mm-hmm. They probably repoed the fuck out that car, or she took it back. Right. Right. That's why she gave that car back. Mm. Nova. Uh-huh. Oh, I'm not surprised. Your thoughts on what we jumped away from it and talked about stimulus and shit like that, but the whole mask mandate, do you feel like it's something that's gonna happen in Charlottesville, something that needs to happen in Charlottesville? Mm-hmm.
We on? Okay. It's a boat truck. Products loaded and waiting. They'll pay more for it if you get it to them quick, so get on over to the dock.
No, they want you to do anyway though. That's what I get about people. They still say wear a mask even if you are vaccinated.
Yeah.
That's why I said people are confused.
You think? Wait, you think people are confused because people are telling them, "Hey, you're vaccinated, but I need you to wear a mask." Because I think at that point it becomes a psychological thing, like, because you don't know if you walk into my Kroger and you don't have a mask, but I do. My mind is gonna, and I don't know you, by the way. My mind is going to ask, is he vaccinated or is he not? So I think at that point it's more of a put other people at ease even if you have it. And I've actually heard someone say that. They said, well, I'm vaccinated, but I wear a mask because I want other people to feel, safe.
Yeah, I mean, you should. I mean, you do know if you're vaccinated, you can still spread COVID, right?
Right.
That's saying. So yeah, wear a mask.
Right.
Still, you know what I'm saying? But people feel like they don't need to because they're vaccinated. That's why I say when people are.
All these rich entitled people driving they mark for oppressors and shit. They just feel like they don't have to follow the rules and stuff like that, and they just do whatever the fuck they want to do. But
I mean, I found out too that some people don't even like pay attention to what's really going on. Like I had to explain to somebody, I explained to a girl the other day what the fuck the Delta variant was. She didn't even know. She didn't even heard of it before.
I mean,
I explained to her what it was.
So I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm kind of in the same boat, but only because I vehemently tell you guys that I do not watch TV. I don't watch the news like that. If I catch the news, I'm walking by someone else's TV. That's the only way. So the only reason.
That's the thing. That's true.
The only.
We are in a streaming age now. Like
right.
People don't really be on cable and
like the country is the country in my opinion. Country in my opinion is coming out of sedation, my boy. When COVID hit, that was like the ultimate knockout relief for the morphine. Everybody started getting their HBO Plus, Disney Max on, their fucking all that shit, anything to take your mind away from the fact that you got bills and you're not working. So yeah. Only reason I know about it is because my father mentioned it to me, and like I said, I just haven't had time to really like sit down and do my own research because nobody is all knowing. So I'd rather just look for myself.
And then depending on where people getting information from.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Because the world is flat, right? The fuck you laughing at, nigga? The world is flat.
They like see something like that.
Right. The world is flat, and the moon landing was shot, in Hollywood. I know. I bought the original flag.
What kills me is that people say they don't believe in COVID, but it's like
tell that to the millions of people that fucking have died from it.
They got it and died from it. That's why I be like, that would be killing me. I be like, what you mean? Like people, it's a real thing. Like, this is a real thing out here, bro.
Right. What were you saying?
Like honestly.
No. I wonder what his final thoughts were. That I ain't gonna lie.
Exactly.
That
I wonder what it was.
I ain't gonna lie. That would make me not go to church.
Like,
I promise you, that would make me not go to church. For a pastor to tell me that shit don't exist, and then out of nowhere, I contract that shit, and he contracts that shit and dies, I would lose all faith in faith.
They saying nurses and doctors getting pissed off these days too because like the people who are coming in from COVID,
yeah,
they getting pissed off because the vaccination not here for free.
You say it's not. Wait.
Won't get it.
Oh, you're saying it's given for free, but he's mad because people aren't taking it.
People aren't taking it, so when people come to the hospital because they're literally dying from COVID, they're gonna ask you, have you been vaccinated? These people saying no. So now these nurses and doctors getting picked, all getting mad at this point because they're like, yo, this get fucking vaccinated, you won't be in this predicament that you in.
I mean, I still feel like that is I would get it. I plan on getting it. but I still feel like that's a two-way street if it were anything else, because I do feel like and my mind jumps back to Falcon and the Winter Soldier when Isaiah Bradley said, oh, they said they were giving us, you know, vaccines for what he said, tetanus or tuberculosis, and then they just shot him up with, I know this is a world, but they shot him up with, you know, the super soldier serum. Not saying that it can't happen, because obviously it has with the whole Tuskegee Airmen experiments and shit like that, but a lot of people feel that way for that very reason. So it's kind of like being between a rock and a hard place, you know, like you want to get it to be safe, like you want to get it to be safe, but you don't want to get it and then find out that it's something in it and now it's in you and you can fuck around and damn die, or not die, but just be mutated, or you could be perfectly fine, but then you have a child and that child comes out with like a deformity or abnormality mentally or just something like that, you know. And I think that's a lot of what people, especially in our community anyway, are like most fearful of, because there's so much that has happened in terms of like abuse on the black community. It's not just, you know,
So do you think
it's not just racism. It's not just racism or violence or anything like that. Like that shit is psychological.
Okay. Well, let me change what I was about to say then, because what you just said, that last
Yeah.
Let me call that last thing you said. Okay.
Yeah. Like it's not just physical. Go ahead. No, I don't.
Wait, I couldn't barely hear. What you say?
Oh my goodness. I can see the star shooting over your head. No, go ahead and tell us.
No, but I know that shit was in red last time I looked, but I don't know the number. What was it?
Cryptocurrency.
63 or 53?
63.
Okay.
6.
Six.
Oh man, my job made it mandatory too. If I'm gonna throw that in.
Oh yeah. And see, and okay.
You gotta get it by October 31st.
So while I don't have any opposition to it, I would like to know what a person who feels like, oh, I'm not getting that shit, but my job is demanding that, like, what are you gonna do? If that's your career job, a job that you feel like you can't walk away from, what the fuck are you gonna do? And that opens up a whole other nest of questions, because now, you know how like you may not get hired, Rob, because you're light skinned and you eat ass, or we may not hire Khadijah because she's a strong black woman, but we'll hire Nova because she's vaccinated. You see the problem there? Do you?
Well, see, my job.
Right.
My job, to get where I work at, first of all, I had to get the flu shot for the first time in my life. You gotta get the flu shot before you get my job.
No.
So I can see when my job made this vaccination mandatory. I don't know about everybody else.
Right, but I'm saying,
in the medical field.
But yeah, that's understandable. You're in the medical field. That's wholeheartedly understandable. Only because you're in the medical field. But what if I wasn't in the medical field? Let's say my job was to walk your fucking dog, and you're my employer, and you say, hey, you get vaccinated? And I tell you no. Sparkling resume, great attitude. I'm like a fucking dog whisperer, yo. If I wanted to tell a dog to fucking shit in your toilet and not on the ground, I could do that shit. But as soon as I answer no to that vaccine question, and you look at me, and you're like, we'll be in touch. Not really, nigga. Then I'm gonna be like, what? Why did they not hire me? Like, it opens up too many possibilities of denying somebody employment. Now, at the end of the day, yes, you probably should just go ahead and get that, just for the sake of putting other people at ease and yourself, because there's only so long. I put it like this: if a zombie apocalypse broke out right fucking now, and the CDC said, well, if you get vaccinated, the zombies aren't gonna fucking attack you. They only want niggas that aren't vaccinated. Would you get that vaccine?
That'd be funny as hell. I love seeing people say then.
Yo, like I'm gonna post that on all my social media. If the fucking zombie apocalypse broke out right now, goddamn. Like, what would you get the shot? I would, because it would make fighting those motherfuckers a lot easier. I could be like, oh, you're not vaccinated? Stand right there. Yo, fresh meat. And as soon as they run to your ass, I'm just gonna mow them down with whatever automatic weapon I got. But
yeah, but you know, like I said, that's the whole thing. I listen. I wanted people. I say I recommend getting it. I waited in a way. I didn't even trust it at first myself. I was gonna wait to see what happened when people got it.
Right.
And all I would have told just one person who I know
that.
to die.
You did.
I did it. I stuck to it. I stuck to what I said. I said I'll wait. See what happens to other people when they get it. And all it would have took was for one person I knew who got it to die. If that person would have died from that vaccine, I would have been like, oh no, I'm good. But nobody, family members, my parents, co-workers, nobody who I knew got the vaccination. Like nothing happened to them. Like nothing. Everybody's good. And I waited till just last month, and then I got it. Nobody who I knew got the vaccine. Nobody went to the hospital. Nobody was in critical condition. That everybody's fine. And mind you, that's about 20 people I know who got it until I got it.
Well,
you know, so
I think
like I said, I just got my second shot just past Thursday, and I'm fine. I'm one of the lucky ones. I had no side effects at all for both. Like nothing happened to me.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that both of us are asymptomatic, if anything. But
yeah, we gotta be.
Because I promise you, I feel like I've been in situations where I'm like, that bitch just coughed. I need to get the fuck up out of here. like, and then I leave.
Because people I know who got a shot, like everybody going through mild symptoms. Like either they had a headache, or they had a fever, they had muscle pain.
Right.
Like,
but that's also
went through that after that second shot.
But see, it's also
like a day.
It's crazy. It's crazy to me because I work a physically demanding job, so those things are natural to me. So even if I wasn't asymptomatic, I would never fucking really know. Because
the only way you'll know if you had COVID is if that shit like put you down, like for real. Like if you was like in condition a couple of months ago, then you know you had it.
This chick sounded like she was in a fucking healing chamber.
She was definitely knocking on death's door.
Clawing at it from the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Clawing at it from the sounds of it. Alright, last topic, because it seems like we covered both of these topics in one. I've been going to like restaurants and shit, doing Uber Eats, and when I go to these places, especially the fast food restaurants, the one thing I see a lot of is hiring now, help wanted, shit like that. And it didn't come full circle until I saw a video that said, yo, like Americans are really trying not to go back to work. And if they do go back to work, they're trying to work from home because they're realizing, yo, I don't need to be in the office. I mean, if you want me in the office, cool, to see my face, cool, but I don't need to be in the office. So my question to you guys is, do you think this wave of needing folks to hire is gonna be beneficial and tell other companies, these major fast food industries, that hey, you need to pay your workers more? Or do you feel like with the new people coming into the working class that it's gonna be like, oh, well, we'll just get these sorry saps because they'll be happy to have any job and it's their first job?
Personally, I believe fast foods.
Hold on, I want to hear armies. Go ahead.
Those are intro jobs, or those jobs you just need to get to make it through.
Really? So you don't feel like a person should be paid a livable wage from working that job?
You should make a decent wage.
Define decent. What's decent to you? Give me a number.
Being able to pay your bills.
Give me a number. Give me a number.
I can't give you a number because I don't know what the number is now.
The number for minimum wage right now is $7.25.
That That's definitely ridiculous because of how much inflation has gone
Exactly.
up.
So give me a number that you think is adequate enough for an American to live on their own, afford a car, bills, all the whole nine.
Well, for a normal person to live, they need at least 15.
Mm.
Yeah,
To
yeah, you
live.
gotta be at least 15.
Now what's now you making me ask more questions because I need something concrete. But what's living to you?
You say what it
What's
is?
what's living?
Being able to pay your bills, being able to fill your refrigerator, and
Mm-hmm.
then have reliable transportation back and forth to work
All right, I can
with
tell
one
you.
job.
All right, I can tell you from fact. I am proof. That shit is unfucking thinkable. $15 is not enough. $15 should be the new minimum wage for a person who lives at home with their parents, goes to school, and only has to worry about putting gas in a car or paying a cell phone bill. But for a motherfucker who plans on paying rent, paying a car note, putting gas in their car, and filling up their fridge and their belly, fuck no. And from one job at that, right, and the car insurance, fuck no. That's unfeasible. But I respect your opinion. I just wanted to lay some knowledge on you, brother. No.
Yeah.
Well, personally, I mean, military.
Yeah.
So technically, I'm making about anywhere from 20 to 25.
And that shit is good, ain't it?
But I'm getting, benefits from the government that are not taxable. So on paper, I only make 24,000.
On paper. But you're also, but because you're in the military, you're kind of like taken care of in a manner of speaking.
While I'm serving.
Right. So that doesn't, like, it applies to you right now, but later it won't.
No, definitely not. Like,
So the question now,
some of my advisors, they mapped out like, okay, when you map out what you need to make after you get out, this is what you need to calculate. So for me to live how I am now and take care of my family and have all of those, life insurance, health coverage, all that stuff, I would have to make easily 90 to 100,000.
90 to 100,000 to live comfortably.
To live how I am now.
Oh, okay. And I promise you, every American is not making that.
Nowhere close.
Right. Shit, if I think I would feel a little like I could live on my own comfortably with ease of mind if I made even 50 to 55,000 a year. Because I think I'm still somewhere between 34 and 40 maybe. But still, like, I used to say, and I've had to change this, I used to say I think Americans would be happier if they made at least $1,000 in their paycheck. I no longer feel like that. That number now needs to be higher. If Americans made $1,500 per check, doesn't matter what they do, if they made $1,500 per check, I feel like they would be happier. Not even happier, but just able to like take care of shit,
Maintain.
Yeah, they'd be able to maintain. Cause right now, cause right now, 15, 16, shit, I'll even say as high as 18 only helps you maintain. And I have you know that McDonald's workers in Denmark make about $22 an hour, paid vacation, sick leave, maternity, paternity leave. Motherfuckers over here, $7.25. You leave your job because you have a personal emergency, you might want to start looking for another job. Wow. You just like blew up a car and the cop car like flew to my face. So, Rob, what's your take on this? The rise of low-level jobs. I say low-level because in America that's what they're considered as, but
The rise of low-level jobs.
the rise of the need of workers for these low-level jobs.
I think we talked about this before, I think a little bit, but I feel like people just don't want to do those type of jobs no more because you can't live off that.
Right.
Exactly.
That's what I really think it is. They find out, people find out how much a job is paying
Shit.
faster these days too than what it used to be. You know, people would just go out and get a job. I think people find out how much they're making and be like, I can't do that for that price.
Right.
For that, I can't do. I need more than that.
What do you feel like the solution may
that's what I
be?
think is happening.
What do you feel like the bare minimum? What do you feel like the bare minimum should be? What did Kadisha say?
Hire the crack.
Oh my god. What do you feel like the bare minimum should be for minimum wage?
The bare minimum should be the cost of like how much should it be for you to survive off of it on your own.
That sounds like we're changing the price for every individual person that works that job.
That's true too. That depends on like where they live, what apartment they live, what type of lifestyle do they live. That depends on that too.
Oh shit.
But yeah, it's just they don't have to raise the price. Like again, like apartments go up yearly.
Yeah.
But these jobs are not. That makes no sense to me.
Of course not. And I've seen this from. I was so. Remember I told you I have a friend who feels like, well, if you're working this low-end job, get you a trade, go to school, get a better job, then you can earn the right to have a better paying job. That's the sense that I got. I don't want to say that's specifically what they said, but they believe in hard work, and I believe in hard work too. But I'm not finna fucking work hard at a place that's not paying me enough to fucking live. I'm not finna work at a place that doesn't fucking respect my time and energy. Shit, you need me. I don't fucking need you. Cause it's a bunch of you. But shit, you ain't gonna find too many of me. Every business is the same, but not every worker in that business is the same.
That reminds me of this meme I seen, like maybe 20 to 30 years ago. The businesses where, the business makes $1.
Yeah.
10 cents goes to the employees, 90 cents goes to the employer.
Okay.
That's pretty good split.
Yeah, I guess.
Nowadays, the company makes $1,000. The employees get 10 cents.
Oh shit.
Like the ratio of income that the big bosses make, or that the top 1, 2, was it 5%?
Yeah.
The amount that they are gaining. Sorry, I have a pterodactyl.
It's cool, man.
The amount that they are earning these days is ridiculous. Like they could easily share that wealth, and poverty would be damn near eliminated.
Right. And I'll say this. One problem is definitely starting to lead to another, because the reason why the rich are getting richer is because they're paying politicians not to be able to have to pay taxes, and then when they don't pay taxes, they're just pocketing that money so that they can pay for another politician to be like, oh, well, we don't want to pay taxes either. So it's like a never-ending cycle. Then you think that you're winning by voting for, your Bidens over your Trumps, but you're really not, because now in America both sides are playing for the same team. It's just a different fucking face. Any last thoughts before we sign off? I never heard him say that. I remember. Listen. I remember someone. No. I remember someone asking him that question, and him strictly saying, "I am not going to do that." Well. Right. How you know they're not gonna eat the fries or fuck it up? Mm-hmm. You know that's illegal. You know that's illegal. So make it legal. So make it, you want to pay pay crackheads $15 an hour.
She's talking about the minimum wage shit.
Well, no, but I'm just saying in general. In general. That's what I'm saying. Like let's forget the pay being raised to 15 whatever. It's still $7.25. You want to hire a crackhead to fucking flip your burgers and cook your fries for $7.25. Knowing it's a crackhead. Dangerous territory, Miss Mac.
Wait a minute, are you eating?
Yes.
I like all this extra shit. What is that? Okay.
I'm eating pineapples. This is a crackhead. You know what crack does to your mind? You know what crack does to your mind?
Trusting crackheads out here.
You sound like a really strong advocate for these people. They vote for you.
They do need help.
They need right. And that's hold on. That's why I say that one problem leads to another, because if I need a job if I need a house to get a job, obviously I'm going to try to get a job to get a house. Like, what the fuck? So, but this has been a episode of SideBar. I really appreciate Khadijah coming out and being on here. We really want to join the last one where we talked about like relationships and stuff, because that's where you give perfect insight. But we were lucky enough to have that too. Very much love that you're alive. Also, I'm putting it on my co-host to come up with other topics for the sidebar, because I've been coming up with all these topics that we've been talking about, unless it's movies, music, and games. And I ain't gonna lie, that shit is a little taxing, because I don't always have shit that I want to talk about and to like bounce off of y'all. So if you have an idea, let me know. Put it in the group me, message me, whatever. If you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. We try to do these Tuesdays at around midnight for the sidebar, and then on Saturdays we try to reserve that for the Dopest Podcast, where we talk about something a little less stressful. Movies, music, and games. I know that we'll probably have another podcast this Tuesday for the Dopest Podcast, where we talk about what was that movie, Suicide Squad, the non-spoiler review, and we'll talk about PlayStation restocking, and definitely we'll talk about Grand Theft Auto and how they plan on remaking Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. So, but this has been your host, the other L, along with Rob, Army, Khadijah, and Nova. I really appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good night, and we'll get to you guys later. Peace.